Sometimes the world around us seems predictable and understandable. But the moment you look away, familiar reality begins to crack. In this video, you will see mysterious phenomena captured on camera: portals, disappearances, and anomalies that cannot be explained by science. Some will call it editing, others, proof of the existence of other worlds. And now, decide for yourself. Where does reality end? And where does something beyond it begin? Enjoy watching. A security camera in an underground parking lot recorded a mystical phenomenon. The footage shows a car driving into the parking area. A second later, behind the vehicle, a shimmering oval appears, clearly of non-natural origin. The driver got out of the car to take a closer look at the anomaly. Then he stepped forward and entered the portal. At that same moment, the glow vanished, and the man disappeared without a trace. No signs of editing were found on the recording, and a technical inspection confirmed the camera was functioning normally. No clear explanation was discovered, so where the driver went and what exactly happened remains a mystery. On one of the streets of New York, an inexplicable incident occurred, witnessed by an elderly woman. Footage from a surveillance camera shows a man in unusual black clothing approaching a metal mesh fence. He walks toward it rapidly and passes through the fence as if through thin air. The woman, standing a few meters away, was so shocked that she couldn't comprehend what had happened. She stared in amazement at the wall and at the mysterious stranger, then checked the fence's solidity. She concluded that the man possessed some kind of supernatural ability. She had no other explanation. In Greenwood County, Vermont, a surveillance camera recorded an incident that still has no rational explanation. The footage shows a teenager walking along a forest trail. At some point, he suddenly turns around, as if noticing something behind him. Frightened, he begins to run. A second after the boy increases his pace, a bright flash of white light appears on the recording immediately afterward. He disappears without a trace. Interestingly, analysis of the video revealed no technical malfunctions. Volunteers conducted large-scale searches in the area, but no signs of the boy were found. Perhaps this teenager was a time traveler or a visitor from parallel worlds. Recently, one resident of the state of Tennessee reported an unusual phenomenon he witnessed while walking through an autumn forest. According to him, a black portal suddenly formed in the clear sky. Its structure differed from descriptions of similar phenomena. Instead of a smooth circular shape, it had unstable, shimmering edges, periodically illuminated by flashes resembling lightning. The witness claims the portal hovered in the air for only about 30 seconds before disappearing without a trace. Some experts suggest that the portal may have formed due to a combination of autumn weather conditions. However, most people are convinced that this anomaly could not have been produced by natural forces. Visitors of the Bayside Marketplace shopping mall in Miami witnessed an inexplicable phenomenon. In the central hall, a blinding light suddenly appeared above the floor, quickly turning into a rotating, glowing vortex of unknown origin. Eyewitnesses described the phenomenon as a semi-transparent sphere with a bright glow. In the first seconds, people were shocked and quickly stepped back to a safe distance, yet many could not take their eyes off the mesmerizing sight. The anomaly lasted no more than 5 to 7 seconds before disappearing without a trace. Interestingly, no traces of impact were found on the floor afterward, as if nothing strange had happened. What was it? No one knows. This video was recorded back in the year 2001, yet it still causes heated debate. The footage shows a young woman touching a mirror in her bedroom with her hand. At that moment, the surface of the mirror begins to resemble liquid water. A few seconds later, she leans toward the mirror and suddenly passes through its surface. On the other side is not the reflection of her room, but an endless market. Rows of empty stalls stretch in all directions, and the space is enveloped in ominous silence. The woman takes several steps, looks around but says nothing. After 30 seconds, she returns to the original room, but the video cuts off. Skeptics believe the recording is edited, but some paranormal researchers are convinced that the woman discovered a rare artifact, a mirror portal that allows travel between worlds. The author of the video, recorded over the coast of California, captured an anomalous atmospheric event. In a dense layer of clouds, a crack suddenly formed, from which a dark beam burst out. It resembled an airplane's trail, but instead of dispersing, it pierced a second opening in the sky, forming a structure resembling a tunnel between 2 points. The video shows that the anomalous object lasts for about 2 minutes. Then it slowly fades away, leaving only a faint glow. Meteorologists could not explain the phenomenon using standard atmospheric processes, since ordinary optical effects such as halos do not produce such structures. This worked in favor of ufologists who linked the occurrence to interdimensional portals. The author of this video claims he accidentally recorded an anomaly in his own apartment. The footage shows him placing a lit lamp on the bed, then sitting down with his laptop and beginning to work. A few seconds later, a glowing oval appears on the wall, resembling a window. Inside the portal, a picturesque landscape is visible. When the man decided to approach it for a closer look, all the electronics in his home stopped working, causing the video to cut off. According to the witness, the mysterious phenomenon lasted less than a minute. When the portal disappeared, all devices started working again. He states he used no editing and still does not understand what caused the anomaly. Was it an optical illusion or a real passage into another dimension? These questions remain unanswered. Late at night, residents of the state of Arizona witnessed an unexplained atmospheric phenomenon. According to eyewitnesses, during a powerful thunderstorm, a stunning spectacle unfolded in the sky. At the moment of a lightning strike, a bright beam of light appeared and shot forward at incredible speed. A few seconds after the beam appeared, a shimmering hole formed in the sky, emitting light similar to white fire. Its glow was so intense that it seemed an explosion was about to occur. But the anomaly vanished just as suddenly as it appeared. Local residents described feeling the presence of some otherworldly force. Meanwhile, scientists suggest that special storm conditions, a combination of electrical discharges, humidity, and sharp temperature contrasts, may have caused the phenomenon. A home security camera recorded the mysterious disappearance of a resident of a Chicago suburb. The footage shows a man leaving his house, walking toward his parked car, and suddenly vanishing before even stepping off the porch. If you thought this was just editing, you are mistaken. The strongest evidence in favor of the incident's authenticity is that the missing man's wife contacted the police. She reported that her husband had disappeared without a trace, while his car remained in the yard, and his personal belongings and phone were found inside the house. Search efforts, including exploration of the surrounding territory and analysis of neighboring camera recordings, yielded no results. A resident of the state of Oregon discovered a strange structure while walking through the forest, a single wooden door with concrete steps leading to it. There were no walls or buildings around. The door simply stood in the middle of the woods. The witness filmed the find, noting that the door appeared new and had no lock. Local residents could not explain its origin, and forest rangers stated they had never seen it before. After the video of the mysterious object was posted, users jokingly suggested various theories explaining the appearance of the door in the forest. The most popular was the idea of an alien portal. According to these people, the best disguise is absurdity. In the year 2016, while studying an ancient Egyptian tomb, archaeologists encountered an unexplained phenomenon. One of the walls, covered in hieroglyphs and ornaments, exhibited unusual properties. When illuminated, some symbols began to glow. Part of them emitted an orange light, while another part produced a cold blue glow. Scientists attempted to determine the nature of the illumination by testing the surface for phosphorescent substances or modern dyes, but the analyses yielded no results. None of the known historical sources mention such ancient Egyptian technologies. The theory of a hidden message or ritual significance behind the glowing symbols remains the subject of ongoing debate. Late in the evening in a Detroit suburb in the state of Michigan, a local resident recorded an anomalous sky phenomenon. In the cloudless sky, an orange glowing object appeared, resembling a deformed sun. It looked flattened at the sides and did not move, remaining in one place for about 10 minutes. The eyewitness captured the strange object using his smartphone camera. After the video was posted, opinions were divided. Some were convinced it was an optical illusion, while others believed it could be an alien spacecraft. One way or another, the incident remains unexplained. While walking through Redwood National Park, a tourist recorded an unusual object in the sky. At first, it appeared as a dense, almost tangible column of smoke suspended at a height of about 50 meters. After a few minutes, the structure abruptly changed. The smoke condensed into a bright flash of light, and then into a giant, luminous, smoke-like object. Eventually, the anomaly disappeared, leaving behind only a faint shimmer. The footage drew the attention of ufologists, who noted that similar phenomena had been observed in other regions. Scientists, however, suggested it might have been a rare atmospheric event related to electrical discharges, but there is still no precise data. The video continues to gain views, sparking debates about the nature of the phenomenon. In the year 2009, a video appeared online that still remains an unsolved mystery. The footage shows a round, glowing anomaly hovering in the air with no visible support. As the camera approaches the object, something inexplicable happens. Inside the object, swirling formations appear, resembling a vortex of energy. The sphere begins to distort, as if space itself is warping under the influence of an unknown force. It then seems that something is about to happen. Perhaps a passage to another dimension will open, or something capable of changing our understanding of reality will appear. But at that very moment, the video cuts off, leaving viewers with countless questions. What was it? A natural phenomenon, a technological experiment, or something beyond our comprehension? Why did the recording stop so abruptly? Could the operator have encountered something dangerous that forced him to end the filming? Unfortunately, no answers have ever been found. This video, which appeared online long ago, continues to force people to reconsider the limits of what is possible. The footage shows a girl standing on the roadside, and next to her floats a glowing cloud of indistinct shape, emitting a soft light. Cars pass by, but the drivers seem unable to see the strange anomaly. A few seconds later, the girl begins touching the portal with her hand, as if interacting with the mysterious object. In the next moment, she is literally pulled into the portal, and her movement into the object happens so rapidly that it looks almost unreal. After this, the portal itself disappears. Supporters of the paranormal see in this footage proof of the existence of thin passages between worlds, which activate under unknown conditions. Skeptics, however, point to possible video editing tricks. The author of this video was exploring a remote section of forest. There, he found a mirror that seemed deliberately placed, deciding to investigate. He walked through the mirror and found himself in a place that was both familiar and alien. The landscape had hardly changed. The same trees, the same terrain, even the smells were similar. But the details revealed another reality. Shadows fell at unfamiliar angles, sounds arrived with a slight delay, and some plants had subtly altered leaf shapes. At that moment, the man thought that ships and airplanes disappearing in the Bermuda Triangle or other cursed places might have simply shifted into a parallel dimension through similar portals. Certainly, this idea is fascinating. But how true it is, no one can say. A tourist exploring an abandoned area discovered the ruins of an old building with a peculiar architectural feature. In front of the structure was a staircase that led directly into a solid wall with no door frame or visible entrance. The construction appeared intentionally designed. Not merely damaged by time, local residents could not explain the purpose of the structure, and historical archives contained no mention of it. Social media users offered various hypotheses. From a secret refuge to a ritual structure, some suggested that a hidden room might exist behind the wall, with its access lost over time. In the mountainous region on the border of Peru and Bolivia, a giant oval stone had stood for centuries, considered sacred by local communities. Its size, about 12 meters in length and 6 meters in height, gave rise to legends about its artificial origin. After an earthquake in September 2024, part of the stone broke off, revealing a cavity with an entrance so smooth it looked polished. Residents placed a ladder and examined the interior, but found only an empty, smooth chamber without artifacts, inscriptions, or any signs of human activity. Archaeologists have not yet been able to determine the age of the stone or the technology used to shape it, while locals continue to refer to it as a door to another world. On the 17th of October 2024, residents of several towns in central Germany witnessed an anomalous event in the sky. That day, eyewitnesses saw two objects, a massive elongated craft and a smaller triangular object beside it. Both objects hovered at great altitude without sound or visible engines. After several minutes, a glowing portal appeared in the sky, into which the triangular object entered first, followed by the large craft. After that, the portal vanished along with the two UFOs. Video recordings from surveillance cameras and smartphones quickly spread online. Ufologists call the incident the clearest UFO sighting in Europe in recent years, but there is still no official explanation. A recently uploaded video caused a real sensation. The footage shows an unidentified flying object slowly descending into a geometrically precise opening in the lunar surface. After the object disappeared inside, the opening silently closed, leaving no visible traces. Supporters of extraterrestrial civilization theories claim the recording is direct evidence of underground structures or even cities inside Earth's satellite. They refer to long-standing rumors that the moon may be hollow or serve as a base for alien beings. Skeptics, however, point out several inconsistencies in the recording, such as the absence of characteristic shadows and reflections expected under lunar lighting, the unnaturally smooth edges of the opening, and the lack of confirmation from space agencies. In the year 1593, Spanish soldier Gil Perez, who was standing guard at the governor's palace in Manila, inexplicably appeared in the Plaza Mayor in Mexico City, over 9,000 nautical miles from his post. On the 24th of October, 1593, the exhausted Perez leaned against a column and, according to his account, closed his eyes only for a moment. When he opened them, he found himself in an unfamiliar place. Local guards detained him. His uniform differed from the local one, and he was suspected of desertion and dealings with dark forces. During questioning by the Inquisition, Perez insisted he did not understand how he had arrived in Mexico and reported that the governor Gómez Pérez Dasmariñas had been killed that day. 2 months later, a ship arrived in Mexico from the Philippines. The crew confirmed Perez's testimony and stated they had seen him in Manila on the 23rd of October. After that, Perez was released and sent back to the Philippines on the same vessel. At home, he continued his service and lived to old age, avoiding the very column at the palace. The story is documented in Inquisition interrogation records and remains one of the most famous alleged cases of teleportation. Ettore Majorana was an outstanding Italian theoretical physicist, author of the proton-neutron model of the nucleus, and the hypothesis of fermions that are their own antiparticles. In the year 1938, he suddenly disappeared, leaving behind a series of enigmatic messages. On the 23rd of March, Majorana withdrew all his savings. On the 25th of March, he sent a letter to the university director in Naples apologizing for his sudden disappearance, and shortly afterward he sent a telegram contradicting the previous message. In a note dated the 26th of March, Majorana wrote, "The sea did not accept me, and tomorrow I shall return. Nevertheless, I have decided to cease teaching." That evening, the 25th of March, he purchased a ticket for a ship from Palermo to Naples. but never appeared on the mainland. Search efforts yielded no results. The theories included suicide, retreat to a monastery, relocation to another country, and even kidnapping. In the year 2015, the Rome prosecutor's office reported evidence that Majorana lived in Venezuela from 1955 to 1959, but his final fate remains unknown. A resident of the Berlin suburbs witnessed an inexplicable phenomenon and recorded it on camera. The video shows a massive black ring appearing directly in the path of an aircraft suspended in the air. As the plane approached, the object began expanding while maintaining clear contours. When the aircraft entered the ring, it simply vanished. Concerned, the witness phoned the airport. But surprisingly, the plane had not disappeared at all. The pilot was in continuous communication. What was it? No one knows. Perhaps just an optical illusion. Recently, residents of Taiwan observed an unusual atmospheric anomaly that sparked a wave of discussion on social media. Over the suburbs of Taipei, two large cloud formations appeared and began rotating in opposite directions. Eyewitnesses noted that the structures resembled cloud vortices with clearly defined boundaries. Meteorologists have not yet provided an official explanation of the phenomenon. Some suggest it may have been a rare combination of atmospheric currents. However, eyewitnesses doubt this version, pointing to the unusual geometry and synchronized movement of the objects. Recently, a mysterious phenomenon shocked residents of several settlements in central Thailand. At about 12:40 local time, a huge fiery ring appeared in the sky, gradually expanding inside a dense cloud. Eyewitnesses described it as a bright orange glow with a clear contour. Resembling a giant halo, people ran outside to capture the unusual sight on their smartphone cameras. The ring held its shape for about 10 minutes before slowly dissipating. This phenomenon could have been explained by a bright sunset, during which sunlight passes through thick clouds. But sunsets do not occur at midday. Scientists still cannot explain this strange occurrence. A Texas resident recorded an unusual nighttime sky phenomenon. The footage shows a dark, rounded area surrounded by a faint white ring of light. The object did not move like clouds and did not twinkle like a star. It remained motionless for 15 minutes of observation. The author of the video noted that the glow resembled descriptions of the Stephenville lights, a phenomenon from the year 2008 when similar unidentified illuminations were observed over a Texas town. Some commenters suggested it might have been an atmospheric phenomenon or an optical effect, while others insisted the object could not be natural. The video gathered hundreds of thousands of views, but no definitive explanation has been found. In the Karakum Desert in Turkmenistan lies the real gates of hell, the Darvaza crater. Darvaza is a burning gas crater. It appeared in the year 1971 when geologists drilling a well encountered an underground void, causing the ground to collapse. This created a sinkhole about 60 meters in diameter and 20 meters deep. To prevent gas leakage, the crater was set on fire, but this decision proved to be a serious mistake. The flames were expected to burn out within a few days, but they have burned for more than 50 years. The fire inside splits into hundreds of torches, with some flames reaching 10 to 15 meters in height. In the year 2013, the crater was included in the National Nature Reserve. By the year 2025, the intensity of the burning was reduced threefold by regulating the gas filtration flow. Complete extinguishing is not planned, as the crater has become a tourist attraction officially named the Glow of the Karakum. In the natural monument known as the Giants Road in northern Iceland, tourists recorded an unusual event. The video shows a part of the rock seemingly coming alive. It shifts smoothly to the side and then returns to its original position. As if someone quickly opened and closed a hidden door after publication, the video rapidly gained views. Most viewers doubted the authenticity of the footage, assuming it was edited. Believing in such a natural phenomenon is indeed difficult. Yet some people took it seriously, suggesting that the rock hides the refuge of giants. In the year 2023, during a hiking trip at the foot of the Pico de Orizaba volcano in Mexico, a tourist recorded an anomalous atmospheric phenomenon in the sky. He noticed several perfectly round cloud rings arranged in a horizontal chain. Under each ring stretched white condensation trails, as if something behind the clouds was releasing these rings. At the same time, the cloud formations did not drift with the wind, but remained motionless for 15 minutes. After that, the rings gradually dissipated without leaving any trace. Scientists struggled to explain this unusual phenomenon, while ufologists linked it to the activation of energy portals, though there is no scientific evidence for such a hypothesis. The author of a video filmed near the city of Cagliari in Italy captured a rare atmospheric event. A dense gray cloud of very large diameter formed in the sky. Taking the shape of a perfect ring, in its center was a pulsating orange-red substance resembling molten lava. According to the eyewitness, the glow inside the object intensified for 7 minutes. At the peak of its brightness, the ring suddenly vanished with a quiet pop, leaving neither smoke nor any visible trace. The footage sparked heated discussions. Users offered various theories to explain the nature of the phenomenon, including rare atmospheric conditions or even a portal to another dimension. However, no one has been able to determine the true cause of the anomaly. A surveillance camera on the A12 highway in Germany recorded a mysterious incident. In the footage, filmed late at night, cars are seen speeding by. A few seconds later, a dog suddenly appears in the frame, running across the road. When played in slow motion, it is clearly visible that the animal literally materializes in the space, because right after the cars passed, that section of the road was empty. Moreover, it could not have jumped out from the bushes. The appearance of this dog raises many questions. Interestingly, local residents report that similar cases have occurred before. In all such stories, people tried to find a dog resembling the mysterious animal, but never succeeded. A video gaining popularity online allegedly proves the existence of ancient aliens. The footage shows an anthropomorphic figure about 2.5 meters tall, wearing a tight suit and a mask with triangular openings. In its hands, the being holds a device resembling a metallic cube with illuminated symbols. The author of the video claims the recording was made inside an abandoned temple in Peru. Supporters of the paleo-contact theory see the artifact as a cosmic key or knowledge repository. However, archaeology experts point out that the style of the mask and cube corresponds to modern artistic practices rather than ancient technologies. For this reason, it is assumed that the sculpture is more likely an installation rather than a historical artifact. In the year 2018, a man named Noah appeared on the Apex TV channel, claiming to be a time traveler from the year 2030. His face was blurred and his voice altered, which added mystery to the story. Noah stated that he became stuck in the past due to a mistake made by his colleagues on a mission and was forced to hide from the government he once worked for. He made bold predictions that Donald Trump would return to the presidency, North Korea would begin connecting people to computers to achieve immortality, California would sink underwater due to global warming, along with many other prophecies. He also demonstrated a chip of the future implanted in his wrist, but later it turned out the image had been edited in February 2018. Noah passed a polygraph test organized by the channel, and the results showed he was telling the truth. This increased his popularity among supporters of time travel theories. Despite growing interest, some users and experts doubted his story from the beginning, pointing out inconsistencies and possible manipulation. In the mountains of Arizona, witnesses recorded an anomalous atmospheric phenomenon. A strange cloud structure began to rise from behind the mountain peaks. It formed an endless rotating spiral that grew upward for 20 minutes. In the center of the spiral, a round hole with clearly defined edges gradually formed. Some witnesses described it as a portal to another world because of the unusual glow along its edges. The phenomenon was accompanied by a faint hum that could be felt but not detected by instruments. After some time, the anomaly began to dissipate, leaving behind only a light haze. Scientists have been unable to explain this phenomenon. American researcher Alfred Bielek claimed that he visited the future as a result of participating in secret experiments, such as the Philadelphia experiment in the year 1943 and Montauk in the year 1949. According to him, he first spent 6 weeks in the year 2137, where he saw a world after a global catastrophe due to rising ocean levels. Florida had completely disappeared underwater, and the United States no longer existed as a state. Then Bielek allegedly moved to the years 2749 to 2751. There, according to his accounts, humanity created floating cities on anti-gravity platforms, measuring 2,100 to 2,200 stories in height. The world was governed by a giant crystalline artificial intelligence in the shape of a pyramid, fulfilling people's wishes. Money, armies, police, and wars had vanished. Society had become entirely socialist. Everything necessary was provided for free. Religion had faded away, but people believed in a higher living being that explored the world through humanity. Despite the detailed descriptions, Bielek's story never received scientific confirmation. Officials deny the experiments he mentioned, and experts believe his accounts are fictional. The author of the video, while traveling through Red Rock Canyon in the state of Nevada, discovered 2 unusual stones embedded in the rock face. When he attempted to move them, it turned out the stones were held by only a surface layer and easily shifted, revealing a hollow space inside the rock. The chamber resembled a hidden cache, but upon closer inspection it was empty. No artifacts, inscriptions, or traces of former contents were found. The witness assumed that the cavity might once have served as a storage place for ancient objects or messages, but time and natural processes had destroyed everything within. However, it is also possible that the cache had been looted by someone who found it earlier. A group of friends exploring a forest in the state of Vermont discovered a strange patch of grass protruding from dense undergrowth. Upon closer inspection, it turned out to be a disguised entrance to a cave. Looking inside, the friends noticed a narrow underground tunnel stretching deep into the earth for an unknown distance. They decided to explore the space, though it was a rather risky choice. They recorded their cave journey on camera. After walking about 50 meters, the explorers saw the tunnel branching into multiple paths, but decided not to go further because it appeared too dangerous. When the friends returned home, they uploaded the video online. Some users even suggested that the cave might serve as a portal for time travelers. In the year 2016, during a live broadcast at Copenhagen Airport in Denmark, a mysterious incident was captured entirely by accident. While a man was being interviewed, a blonde woman stood in the background. When another passenger passed by with a luggage cart, the figure of the blonde suddenly vanished, as if she dissolved into the air. The recording quickly spread across the internet. Some users suggested that the woman might have been a time traveler. Skeptics, however, argued that it was an optical illusion or editing, though analysis of the video revealed no signs of manipulation. And that's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell. Your engagement is the best reward for me. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Bye.